And welcome back, everyone, to week 7, episode 7, talking some fantasy football. We have Sam Calvert here with us today, owner of the team, Carson's daddy. And Sam, welcome on.
Thank you guys for having me.
Of course, of course. I mean, we wanted to have you on. You are in the midst of like the battle. 4 weeks left, 5-5 sitting right here. Before we get to all of that, though, tell us a little bit about what's going on in your life, kind of like work, stuff like that.
Um, Working in about 20 minutes from my hometown in a five doc practice, a little privately owned practice. Things are going good, starting to get really busy. I think I'm like booked out like 2 months now. So business is going good. I guess like weird optometry stuff. Like I've got my lasers going and stuff, so that's cool. Um, that's been fun. As far as um as far as life and everything, it's nice being around family and stuff closer to home. Got I guess definitely since I've graduated optometry school, got a girl going on for about a year and a half now. So that's been really good. Things are going well, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And wait, so you're like in Kentucky, like right outside of Cincinnati, or like where at in Kentucky compared to?
Like right above Nashville, like as far as south as you can go and as close to the middle as you can go.
Okay, okay. And then how far
So
away
if
from your
this if
home are
this
you?
if this is Kentucky, I'm right here. Or is that backwards? I don't know how that looks to you guys.
That's right.
I, I
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm like right here in Kentucky. Cincinnati's like up here. I'm right here.
okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and then so like for your fantasy team this year too. I mean, I guess we can just call out the elephant in the room because people have been saying stuff about your team in
I
the
I
weeks
know
leading
people have
up
been
here
saying
too.
stuff.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have Dylan coming in here saying stuff like, "Oh, Sam, oh, that's an easy win. Does he even check his team?" Cole Jordan saying that you were the
hmm
last team out and the team that he had his eyes on. So, how do you respond to what people are saying?
I mean, as far as Dylan, I mean, I can say, 137 to 111. That's all I gotta say there. Um, if he recalls from 3 weeks ago. Uh, you know, I guess we'll say what 5-5 versus 3-7. I mean, I don't really have to add more arguments than that one.
I don't think
And
Dylan's
I
season
yeah,
turned
okay,
out the way he expected.
yeah, well, that's tough. I mean, I just don't know why everybody's coming at me. We got people with worse records and the same record as me coming and talking a lot of shit.
Including Cole Jordan, who did make a stride last week, as you did take a loss right to Matt, going into the final 4 weeks too. So,
hmm
um, do you mind just talking a little bit about like your main plans going into these last 4 weeks, where you're actually playing three of the four teams that Cole Jordan will be playing? Dylan, Kendra, and Bobby. You guys will all be playing the same schedule. Real coming down to it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what I played Brant this week. Got Brant, Kendra, Bobby, and Dylan. So, you know, two two title contenders for sure, and then two teams that are, dog water at best. We'll see how it shakes out. All I'm saying is don't count me out yet. I don't know what all this is about. Like, oh, like Sam never checks his team, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I mean, I've won four out of my last five. Tell me, I mean, other than maybe the guys or what, Bobby's 8-2 and Brant's 7-3. I'd say there's probably not many people that have won four out of their last five. Ask the college football
Mm,
playoff committee. What does it matter what you do at the beginning or at the end? Early
yeah.
losses are not as important as late losses. Remember that, my friends.
Well, a little bit different, because the whole record
This is
thing and
strictly computed. No committee. We really need to start a committee for our playoff.
Yes, we
um
should because
An
some teams,
external committee.
There are some teams whose record might not look the best, but the eye test would tell you that that's a good team that scores a lot of
Right.
Mhm.
points.
Right.
Carson, especially with, me and you having such a finger on the pulse for the league too, I think that we may be able to do a good job forming such a committee.
I think we should just, we should select the playoff teams every year, based on the collection,
Hmm.
including record, but maybe not just
Hmm.
record.
Hmm. Definitely, definitely. Yeah, Sam, I think that's a great idea too. Yeah. Mm.
And
Carson,
it
did you have
looks like
anything for?
Dylan's 0-5 on the road. There's just something about people who just like can't take their talent, to a road game.
Dude gets
Hmm.
rattled.
Right.
Yeah,
Just rattled by the crowd, just cracks under pressure.
can't do it in the
I'm
cold.
not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. Take those Cali boys, you take them up north, they can't hang. Cali soft,
Mm.
as Jake Moore would say.
All right. So Sam, I'm going through your roster here. I'm noticing a bit of a trend. So just gonna go through all these guys I'm seeing here. I see Bo Nix, Auburn, Josh Jacobs, Alabama, Justin Jefferson, LSU, Lad McConkey, Georgia, Joe Mixon, Oklahoma. I don't see a single Buckeye on this team. Do you want to make a comment on how you've gone about putting your team together?
All I gotta say is Joe Mixon did not play in the SEC. Okay. So that I will have not on my record. Um, and Bo Nix, don't say his name in Auburn. He played for Oregon when he
He
was
spent
relevant.
3 years at Auburn. It was
I
in
don't
college
care.
forever.
That's true. I forgot he spent 3 years everywhere he went. No Buckeyes. Wanted a Mecca really bad. Obviously, drafting with a bunch of Ohio State grads. That's tough to do. Those guys go off the board a little quicker. Um, doing the best I can with what I got. You know, the Bo Nix has been on a little bit of a couple of games here and there where he hasn't been the best, but I mean, he's like what eighth in the league, eighth quarterback in the league in fantasy, so not too bad. Josh Jacobs, dog. Uh, I mean, Justin Jefferson. I ain't got when Jeremiah Smith comes into the league, he's the only Buckeye I would take over Justin Jefferson.
I mean, especially with sitting there in the UK jersey on too, you are starting to seem a little bit like an SEC truther.
Yeah, I guess I can't take that one. I see. I'm one of those guys that like even when everybody starts talking about like SEC and like basketball and stuff, I'm like I don't care. Like I'm a Kentucky fan. I hope that Tennessee loses every game they play. I hope Florida loses every game they play.
Hmm.
I just
Hmm.
I don't I don't buy the SEC homer stuff even in basketball. I don't care if the SEC tournament, I don't give a shit. I'm waiting for March, baby.
Heck yeah, heck yeah.
So my second question pertains to kickers here because it's a fun kicker question. Sam, you have
Okay.
chosen to roster two kickers at the moment, and I'm
Oh shit, I didn't even know that.
assuming you're going with a matchup this week. You actually have the kickers playing each other. What makes Nick Folk so valuable that you want to keep him on your bench right there?
I did have no idea he was still there. That's a great question. I could probably make better use of that spot, but when there's a problem, you address it. And winning 4 out of the last 5, it seems like we're running like a pretty well-oiled machine right now.
Good locker room guy.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, yeah. Nick Folk, great locker room guy, keeps everybody on the up and up. So, uh, just a good dude to have around, and former Titans kicker. So tighten up, baby.
Much better than
Number
fast.
one pick.
Well, I mean, I can tell that the like your locker room is important to you too, especially with only having 6 bench players too. Did you want to speak a little bit on why you decided to not fill up the roster with players this year?
Hey, I mean, if it ain't broke, brother, if it ain't broke. I don't know why everybody's hating on me. Like I'm not doing that bad.
we're just asking your thought process. This is not
Mhm.
meant to be criticism, Sam. We're just wanting to pick your brain a little bit.
These
Sounds
are
like
questions
very
out of
passive
respect.
aggressive criticism.
Mm,
I don't
mhm.
know. It probably would be a good idea to, check out the waivers and things and see who's out there. But Isaiah Pacheco, oh, never mind. He's out. Jordan Mason really panned out, didn't he? Everybody's freaking out
We
about
about to
him.
get a live waiver wire ad right on show right here.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not really anything. I don't see anything on the waivers that would really add any value to my roster, if you want me to be honest.
Keep the locker room as it is, too. I'm right there with you.
Yeah. We got a good thing going.
hmm
We got a good
hmm
thing going. Really fired up going into these last 4 weeks. Not really trying to shake things up at this point.
Yeah. And one other thing that we were noticing together too is that right now, not this question is going to seem a little harsh in light of what you had just said, but going into the last few weeks, you do have the second lowest points in the league too. So, would you
Hmm.
like to speak a little bit about doing what it takes and not going over that to save your players resting wise for the rest of the year?
I tried to learn from the best. I learned from Ryan Day. Sometimes you just got to take it slow, keep everybody healthy. When
hmm
Ryan Day got to Ohio State, we were running like 73, 74 plays a game. Now we run like 61 plays a game. We're like one of the slowest playing teams in college football. And looks where it's getting us. We're on top, baby. So sometimes trying to sometimes trying to take it slow and keeping everybody healthy gets the job done. Even though I would probably not argue that my team has been the healthiest, but that's what we're going with.
The important players have though too.
The important players have. I will say that. We I mean, I don't have anybody I don't have anybody crazy on here that is starting for me that's really been anybody that's been in injury trouble. Not off the top of my head. I mean, Brock Purdy has been out for a while, but I mean, I've had Bo and Joe Mixon's planning coming back the end of this month, right? To gear up for the last couple of weeks, right when I need him. We'll see if it actually pans out, but I don't know if he'll be more valuable than ETN, but he's there if I need him.
hmm and just
And
one
as
more
and
question
as
from
long
my
as I
side,
got
thanks
Tyler
too.
Algier on my bench, I know that I have the safety net.
The elite backup is always there. The
Right.
elite handcuff, the elite handcuff. But yeah, last question from me. I just wanted you to
Okay.
just to speak on a little bit like your plans for the 2026 NFL draft too, and what that means for you as a Titans fan too, looking at that number one pick. What are you guys are planning on for next year here?
Dude, of course we have the number one pick when there's like no big quarterback coming through. I mean, not that we really would be going for that with Cam Ward. Um, Hoping he pans out once we can get a little bit around him. Right now, I mean, it's kind of wild. Like people are really putting Arvell Reese up there as like a potential like top pick. And depending on how he finishes out the season, like I don't know if I would hate that. I just hope we get the number one pick one more year. I want 2 years, 3 years in a row, get Cam Ward, maybe even Arvell, and then we get JJ. And then we roll. And then we roll.
Stacking one.
But I don't know. It'd probably be I want to see if maybe we could trade it for something a little lower, get some value out of it, maybe for the next year's draft, because next year's draft is going to be huge. Those 2027 draft picks are so much more valuable than the 2026. And maybe if we could get somebody like the Jets, who's like desperate to come up and get the number one pick because they're really selling out right now, hopefully we can take advantage of their desperation and get a couple of their picks for next year, for the 2027. and then bank on them being dog water again in 2026 and get 2 high draft picks the next year. We'll see.
Especially if you can run a little four-peat on everybody too and end up with a number one pick in 2026, then you'd really be stacked up ready to go.
I know. I would love that. We'll see. We have sole claim of the number one pick right now. So
That's huge.
time will
Give it
tell.
up for the Titans. Hmm. All right, Carson, you have anything else?
Yeah, so I just took a scroll back to the league history here. I want to read off some stats from Sam's team. So this is year 7 of our league. Sam, all-time record sitting at 47 and 35.
Okay.
Mhm.
That is among the best records historically in this league. Um,
Where does that rank? Does it give a ranking?
uh, I think that maybe Brant is ahead of you.
Okay.
Yeah, Brant's 50 and 30, and this is coming into this season. This is not taking this season's stats into account for this, by the way. Um, I think that would rank you third behind Brant and I.
Okay. Does that where do you see that? That's actually kind of interesting. I didn't know that existed.
The if you go to
I
the
went
league
to
tab and then it's all the way
league
at the
history.
bottom. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, so doing good on the record. I'm gonna read off your finishes in the first 6 years of this league so far. So year 1 finished runner up, year 2 finished
Hmm.
third, year 3 finished runner up again. Since then, in the 3 seasons, you have finished ninth, seventh, and fifth. So
Hmm.
you compared yourself to Ryan Day earlier. You were kind of sitting right at the spot where you could be Ryan Day on November 30th of 2024 right now. How do you follow in his same footsteps for this stretch run into the playoffs?
So I mentioned Nick Folk being a huge locker room guy, right? Sometimes you got to have somebody there to light a fire under everybody's ass and get ready to go for the last little home stretch. Nick's been taking a real leadership role. He's been getting everybody fired up. And all I got to say is watch out these last 4 weeks, not to call anybody out, but Brant, Bobby, Kendra, Dylan, we're coming. We're coming. We're making a run. So,
Mhm.
and
And
I will be checking my lineup for the last 4 weeks as if I don't every week.
I mean, we were quite impressed that you actually watched these videos too. It's very, very, very cool.
Yeah. I was sitting there and I was like, wow, I'm getting like, I've laid low for a little bit waiting on my interview, but
Mhm.
there's a lot of talk out there, a lot of chirping.
Yeah. Well, hey, we let everybody have their last minute to say anything else to the league that you want to. People have been chirping at you. You got a little sneak shot in them at them earlier, but all right, you can let it rip. Say what you got to say to everyone else.
Okay. I mean, look, we had a rough start. Okay. 3 L's, 3 L's right off the jump. Tough. You know, draft I felt like went pretty good. Not horrible, but didn't pan out the first couple of weeks. I mean, yeah, what, 83 points, 105 and 60. Yeah, that's not a very good performance. You know, there's enough said just with the numbers right there. But we're 4 out of the last 5, 4 out of the last 5, 5 out of the last 7. If I'm looking here, the teams I've got ahead of me, there's previous dub, previous dub, previous dub. I mean, I've only got one team that I got left that I haven't beaten already. So they do say it's tough to beat somebody twice in the same season, though. I will that. I'll give them that. Um, but we're coming. We're coming. And it's going to be all thanks to Nick Folk.
Hmm. All right, everybody, remember that Sam is
Season
coming,
season
and it's
season
all due to
MVP.
Nick Folk. So thank you so much for having us and for being on with us, Sam. Really good talking to you.
Appreciate you guys.
See you soon.